So I'm told that medical physics deals with the application of the concepts and methods of physics to the prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of human diseases. Well, if you understand that, well, you're bright. Zooming in now to tell us about the benefits of this in 10 Minutes to Your Health is Dr. Deon Wilks. Dr. Deon, welcome to Smile. How are you?
I'm doing good, Neville. Thank you for having me.
It is my pleasure to have you, and I'm sorry that I put you through that discussion earlier before we come on here. Now you know it's period that I work with. Who is a medical physicist? Explain that to me.
So essentially, like you said, medical physics is a branch of applied physics that uses these principles in practice and research to prevent, diagnose, and treat human diseases. Typically, medical physics can be divided into 4 categories. We have radiation therapy, diagnostic imaging, nuclear medicine, and radiation safety and health physics. I personally specialize in radiation therapy, and I'm a part of a radiation oncology team that includes the radiation oncologist, we have the symmetrists, we have the radiation oncology nurses and the therapists, and together we treat cancers and some benign diseases with radiation and not chemo. So just to make it clear, we deal with the radiation side of treating patients.
Okay, well, the first thing you said was prevention. So how do you use physics to prevent a disease?
We don't really use it to prevent the disease, but once you, in terms of prevention, let me be very clear, we do it in terms of research. So we have different methods that are used in the clinic, that are used in the industry in order to avoid cancers from, or even certain benign tumors from, I would say, developing or even progressing as it can occur in different persons and the patients that we deal with.
Yeah, what's the difference? I think you said radiotherapy with as opposed to chemotherapy. What's the difference there?
Okay, so essentially radiation is going to use radioactive materials to treat the cancers, whether it's starting from outside the body, or we take the radioactive source itself and put it into the tumor inside the patient in order to get really high doses specifically to the target volume. Whereas chemo is essentially a mixture of drugs that are typically administered intravenously into the body that has nothing to do with any sort of radioactive material or radiation emitting devices.
I know chemo can be, I think the word is debilitating. I know you lose your hair and all kinds of stuff. Is radiotherapy kind of the same thing, or is it easier on the body, easier on the person, or no?
Radiation tends to be easier on the person, and also depends on where we're treating. So for example, you have a prostate patient, the prostate is sandwiched between your rectum and your bladder. So sometimes when we're treating a prostate patient, they may experience issues with their bladder and issues with their rectum, which can be permanent, but most of the time it's just a transient process of radiation therapy. Whereas with chemo, you get super fatigued, you tend to, like you said, hair loss overall, and it's not as debilitating, for sure.
How do or when would I see you as opposed to someone else in dealing with, say, cancer? Are you the first protocol or no?
No, so typically patients never see the medical physicist. In my line of work, I've been in medical physics for many years, and I don't have to see a patient in order to give them the best care. However, there's this new school of thought that medical physicists can be in the room with the radiation oncologist when they're doing the consultation with the patient. And studies have shown that this can help ease the patient-related stress and anxiety of going through radiation therapy by learning more about the technical aspects that we can provide, such as how is the radiation being emitted and how the treatment planning is designed, like you can see on the screen here. And it has shown that the anxiety can cause negative patient outcomes, so this could help positive or increase positive patient outcomes during radiation therapy.
Go back to what you said at the top, well, not at the top of this answer, that you don't necessarily have to see the patient. So how are you going to treat me if you can't see me? What that?
Well, for me, for example, we get a patient scan. So what I need to know is what is the patient's anatomy. I need to see the tumor. I need to see how am I going to deliver the radiation to the target volume while at the same time not deliver radiation to healthy tissue, because radiation can kill the cancer cells, but in healthy tissue can cause cancer. So we have to play with that dynamic when we're creating treatment plans for patients. And once we have our patient plan, the patient goes to the table and they interact with the radiation therapist and not me.
Okay,
So I oversee
yeah,
aspects.
so God forbid something is wrong with someone, they do whatever, and then they send that to you. They send the image and stuff to you and say, well, this person has this, and what do you suggest? Or do they tell you, I need this? Or are you the person to say, all right, I see what you sent me. I'm looking at it. Here's what you need to do. How does it work?
So essentially, the radiation oncologist would tell me, hey, this tumor is here. We want to deliver a certain amount of dose to that volume and avoid certain doses to the surrounding tissue that is healthy. And what's the best way we can do this? So you have different techniques. We can suggest, okay, you might do the short treatments, but that means higher dose. Do you want to do longer treatments, means lower dose, but more time for the patient to be on the table?
Yeah.
So that's a lot of the stuff that we deal with. And then during patient treatment, the physician tends to consult with us when we're having issues. For example, a patient might lose a lot of weight. How is this going to affect their treatment plan? Are we still delivering all the radiation to the target volume? And are we still minimizing the dose to the healthy tissue? So I would do my analysis and I said, hey, you are giving 30% less dose, so we can cause recurrence. We're giving way too much dose to the healthy tissue that can cause damages in that particular tissue, that the lung can get radiation pneumonitis. And I would tell the doctor, hey, we need to stop treatment. We need to reevaluate to create a new treatment plan based on the patient's new anatomy and then start treatment again. So that's one of the ways we're able to even tailor the radiation treatment to the particular patient that we have.
Double-barred question. Are you a physicist first and then become a medical physicist? Or is it the same thing if he's a physicist, you're a medical physicist? And the second part, plenty I want about the place, because I've never really heard of a medical physicist.
Okay, so in my scenario, yes, I was a physicist in undergrad, and then you become a medical physicist once you graduate from a medical physics program in a master's in medical physics. So the minimum requirement for a medical physicist is that you have completed a master's in medical physics. And your second question was...
Well, before you go to the second question, so does that mean, is it almost like, all right, I'm a doctor and then I specialized? Is it the same thing that I'm a physicist and then I specialize? Is that what happens?
So essentially, yes. However, you don't have to have a physics degree in order to become a medical physicist. You can have any strong science degree. It could be chemistry, bio, engineering, medical engineering, and then you can specialize in medical physics.
The second part of the question was, are there many medical physicists in Jamaica and around the world? Or you are the only
one?
Around
the world, the medical physics community is quite small, whether around the world, and it's definitely very small in Jamaica. For example, at Corner Regional, we have facilities at St. Joseph's, Kingston Public Hospital, and Corner Regional Hospital. And among all those facilities in the public sector, that is, we have about 8 medical physicists. And we have one private center, which is the Radiation Oncology Center of Jamaica, and that's run by Dr. Colin Miller, and he's another physicist in Jamaica right now.
Fantastic. Personally, why did you choose this field?
So I've always been good at math and physics, and I've always assumed that when I'm finished my degree, I'm going to go and teach. But I wanted something a little different. And I heard someone one day in class saying, medical physics, etc. So I went online, Googled it, did an internship for 3 months in Texas in medical physics, and I fell in love with it and decided this is what I'm going to do. And that's what I did, and have not steered from that path since I started. I just love it. I love what I do.
Fantastic. And you're the first medical physicist that I've ever met. So great. And again, I apologize for the rubbish you were hearing before.
No problem.
His name is Soji, by the way, the man who was talking the most rubbish, just in case you know. God bless you. Good to see you. And stay safe and have a great holiday season, all right?
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, man. Blessings. Medical physicist, Dr. Deon Dick Wilks. 10 minutes, Wilks. 10 minutes to your health. We'll do it again next Thursday. Gospel music lovers can expect from the National Men of Vision concert. Daily will have that one. Soon come.